name is Ki Yong Bin from Animonstar Studios, animation studio from Malaysia. So Bobo Boy is an animation created by Animonstar Studio since back in 2011, and our latest movie for Bobo Boy is just completed and released in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei and Vietnam at the same time. We are happy to tell that our Bobo Boy movie 2 are currently the highest grossing box office animation ever shown in Malaysia. Okay, so one of the biggest interesting thing about this movie is actually the production, the whole production end to end only take 12 months. Okay, so most of the animated movies need to take 3 to 4 years. Yeah, and then our team is actually not very big. We have only around 100 people, with around 60-70 people are from production. The challenge is the time itself. So as much as we work very hard, there's still a lot of obstacles. Like for example, all the technical stuff, rendering processes, the animation processes. So the biggest challenge for us is actually the race against time for the rendering. Rendering, it needs to be done by the computer. We need to do a very proper calculation so that we can speed up the process without sacrificing the quality. So in order to meet our timeline, one biggest thing that we changed is actually going into half GPU, which is using Redshift. And then we find out that even that is not enough. Throughout the movie, we can deliver according to timeline, but towards the end of the movie, that's when things become difficult, right? Because deadline getting closer, and then the scene getting very heavy towards the final part of the movie, right? So that's when we start to engage with Fox Render Farm, right? So and then we are really impressed actually on especially the support portion of the Fox Render Farm, because it's so easy for us to get in touch with, just using WhatsApp. So everything just direct communication whenever we need anything, right? So and then everything is actually quite fast, and then more importantly actually when it comes to last minute, it's hard for us to get the finance portion, budgeting portion, to meet according to our criteria, right? And timeline also need to be meeting, right? So Fox Render Farm, luckily for us, that managed to meet our criteria in terms of pricing, in terms of delivery. We are actually trying, because China has a very small quota for foreign movies, right? But we are actually trying our best, to get into China market. A good thing for us is that our animation series is already broadcasted on China platforms, which is Tencent, Tencent, right? And it gets quite a good amount of views, which is I think more than 40 million views already up to date, right? So we want to continue our footsteps into the China market if possible. We are doing our next animation moving forward. Unfortunately, we cannot share anything in detail yet. Yeah, but definitely I would safely at least say that project has more challenges than even Bobo Boy movie 2. Right, so we want to target more market after this, release in more countries, and so definitely we need more support in terms of technology and also various partnership in the near future. We just want to share that animation industry in Malaysia has been more than 15-20 years, and we might not be the most famous animation content hub in the world yet, but definitely Malaysia is going to be one of the best, not in terms of quantity but in terms of quality, one of the best animation provider in the world. So we really hope that the world will be able to really pick up our animation, have a look of all what we can achieve in a more practical way, high quality, efficient, and then because we have a lot of good talents in Malaysia.